So I recently just got new furniture. I rearranged. I moved the fish tank from this corner. I slid it down. So now it's in the middle of the wall. And I went to the river. I got some big boulders out the river. I took my canister filter apart and I threw away the bottom sponge, the sponge that's at the bottom. I left the other 3 trays alone. I replaced the sponge at the bottom tray. I put the small bottle of Prime that is to remove the chlorine and other harmful stuff that's in tap water. And I also use a bottle of Stability. I put them both in, the whole small bottles that treat up to 4,000 gallons. I'll let it do its thing for 3, maybe 4 days. Now it's time to add the fish back in. I have this piece of wood that's for my bearded dragons. I decided to silicone it down to the glass and let it cure overnight, and put everything in. And then the following day I put the water in. So now only left do is to add the fish back. My next project is to take all this mulch out. They have eggs scattered all around here, and I looked online. It says it takes about 2 months for them to hatch. But the way they've been digging and moving stuff, I believe the eggs probably are no good. So I'm just gonna take all this old mulch and stuff out and put new mulch in here. I gotta clean the inside of the glass because all this is dust from them digging. It's all up here, the dust. But they chilling. This is a 220 gallon aquarium. And this is the stand for the aquarium. I modified it. I put plywood in the back where the openings was. I put this background on it. I cut out the doors and put plexiglass. And I put high temperature heat lamp in there. A big bulb that you get from hardware store, any hardware store that sells heat lamps. That is good enough for reptiles. The stores will tell you you need UVB lights and all that stuff. That's a damn lie. I had these in here for 3 years and they're all big and healthy. So now, let me get the fish back in here so you can check it out. Oh, one more thing. This is a LED shop light that only paid $7 plus tax. So under $8. This covers the whole tank. It brightens up the whole tank, as you see. This is I think this is Sunlight. I didn't get the warm one, but I'm curious of how that would look on the tank, so I might try it out one of the days. But anyway, let's get these fish back in here. So we have the fish in now. They've been there for like 15 minutes. Look at them teeth. Jack Dempsey's, Oscars, they all big as my hand. And they are not done growing. The biggest Oscar I ever had was 16 inches. So they got a long way to go. They probably max out 12, 14. But the biggest one I ever had was 16-inch Oscar. Let's see. Got the convict cichlids. Trimac cichlid. Cuban cichlid. That's just albino convict cichlid. I'm gonna get some more Hydorian red points. So they can have more color. But these medium ones right here, this is like the 10th generation since I've been having them. So, and this is the only polar parrot see how the body shape is round. I bought that from the pet store. Polar parrot. So this one and this albino, that's a breeding pair. All right. Those two back there, that's another breeding pair. Back of that big rock, that's another breeding pair. Over here in this corner, another breeding pair. So it's a breeding pairs in here. The Oscars are not gonna breed until they get bigger. I got two breeding pairs of Jack Dempsey's. Once the other fish start breeding, they will start to breed. But look it, dad's always hungry. That's how people end up overfeeding their tank. You put too much food in there. Like, I could grow them real fast. It's easy to grow Oscar fast if you just power feed them. Like, feed them every 3 hours. Not a whole bunch, but enough to fill them up. And then you keep doing that, and then you skip a day, and then the next day you'll feed every 3 hours or whenever you got time, and then you skip a day. You do that for I'll say about 2 weeks, and then you don't feed them for 3 days, and then you'll feed them 1 time a day, every other day, for 2 weeks. Then you'll go back to power feeding every 3 hours for 2 weeks, skipping 1 day in between. But that is confusing for a lot of people, so I don't suggest that type of power feeding to people, because they'll forget you gotta skip a day when you're doing it. I don't feed my fish 3 times a day. I feed them 1 time a day, and then I probably skip a day. If I do feed them the next day, it's because I could see for a fact that they're super hungry. But I'm not looking at the guys that's always willing to eat any time of the day. I'm looking at the other fishes. If I walk past the tank and the big fishes get excited like I'm finna feed them, and I see the smaller fishes reacting aggressively, swim to the top, then I know I should feed them. Because once these big fish eat, all the crumbs will come out their gills and fall down, then all the little fishes will eat. Okay. Look it. I bet you within a week, they probably have some babies down here. I did catch the babies from 2 batches when I drained the tank and moved the fishes out. I had them in a 1-gallon tank. Over the time, some of them died, and I put the rest back in here before I put the big fish in here. So the baby's been in here 2 days before I put these guys back in. So they so small, I probably won't be able to find one for you guys. But we got a lot of albino babies. Uh, I put a sponge on the intake to my canister filter. That's extra filtration. Let's see. So the babies, they so small, they swim inside the gravel. That's how small they are, so. They probably won't come out unless they see their mom and dad. Look at this guy. See, I think that Cuban found one. I'm not worried about it. That's nature. These fish are always gonna keep reproducing. So it's good to have predators to pick them babies off, because you don't want a whole tank full of babies and then have your other fishes stuck up in one corner on one side of the whole damn tank. If you want to keep your babies, either get your breeding pair, put them in another tank, or you take the babies out and put them in another tank. And make sure the other tank is good enough to support the babies. You don't need high water flow, nothing like this. Just get some little bubbles in there and some flake food. And with babies, you pinch the flake food in there probably every 4 days. Yep. So she chose this rock basically to lay the babies on, because she just chased one of these Jack Dempseys away. And she's guarding this area. You see it? See? I said I do have a TV. My TV is right here. A 65-inch. But when I'm checking my emails and taking care of business and stuff, I don't have the TV on. I sit down and look at the fish tank. There's so much activity going on. This is entertainment. But anyway, guys, check out my playlist, Fishes and Tanks. Check out all my playlists. I got different playlists, different hobbies. I give you information, help you save money. I give you advice, tips. I talk shit. I'm trying to be more energetic in my videos, because I don't know, maybe it's boring I don't have all these things popping up on the screen. I'm not a good storyteller. I'm just a regular guy. But if you find you like my videos, please give me a like. That's the main thing I need from you guys. If you want to keep seeing more content, subscribe. It's free. I'm not asking for money. Help me out so I continue helping you guys out. You never know what I have next. I'm planning on getting another puppy so I could do more information videos about dogs, training, basic commandments and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this video. Y'all have a blessed day.